Hey guys, welcome back to another video. If this is your first time, my name is Vinny and today we're talking watches. More specifically, we're talking about a watch that you may not have heard about. As it is, this is a very understated watch, and on top of that, their rare variations are pretty much non-spoken about. In fact, I didn't even know about this model until just recently, and I decided to make a video because I figured if I don't know about it, there might be quite a few other people who don't know about this. So I wanted to shed some light on this specific rare variants of the Rolex Explorer. Now this is a Rolex Explorer 214270. This is dated 2019, so obviously this is a modern Rolex. The one we're talking about today is a very, I would say, vintage piece at this point. It's back in 1990 and 1991, about a year and a half worth of production time. Very, very minimal production. In fact, when I show you this, you might not even be able to tell the difference, but there is a difference, and it is a very rare spec. And of course, before we move forward, I want to thank you guys so much for the 1,000 subscribers. He just woke up. I just woke him up just to take this real quick clip, but we are very thankful for you guys. Thank you every single one of you guys for subscribing. We have officially passed 1,000 subscribers. The next milestone will be 5,000 subscribers. And I'm gonna put this little guy back to sleep, okay? And of course, as always, customary wrist check. We are wearing the Rolex Explorer today. What better watch to wear than this one when you're talking about the history, the rich history about this watch itself. So with that being said, let's go and dive in closer and take a look at the Rolex Explorer 14270 Blackout Edition or Blackout dial. As many of you know, the Rolex Explorer was introduced in 1953 and had a good 10-year run until the very famous 1016 edition was launched in 1963. Reference number 1016 ran from 1963 all the way to 1989, so it had quite a long run. But in that time span, in the mid-70s, it did have a little bit of an update. It went from having a 1560 caliber movement, which had 100 meters of water resistance, up to a 1570 movement in the mid-70s. And the only difference in that was it now had a hacking feature. Now, if you don't know what the hacking feature is, it's when you pull the crown out and the watch stops moving, essentially. The seconds hand will stop moving. And that's actually very important because if you do drop your watch or damage your watch, you don't want the watch to continue moving and ticking if there's a component that might be broken. So the hacking feature, when you pull the crown out, essentially stops the watch and keeps it from moving forward or further damaging any components if there's internal damage in the watch. So it's quite a long run for the 1610 reference number from 1963 to 1989, but halfway through it did have the 1570 upgraded movement, which again was just the hacking feature. But the watch we're talking about today, the specific watch we're talking about today, was released in the very late 1989s, but it didn't have production until 1990 to 1991. And it was really just about a year to a year and a half worth of production for this model. Now the reference 1016 Rolex Explorer had a matte dial and acrylic glass, and you'll see the hour markers were just white, and over time, as aging happens, you'll see that they start to deteriorate. Now, I know as a vintage watch, that's awesome, we want that character. However, from a manufacturer standpoint, they're trying to make the watches last longer and so on and so forth. Now in '89, the Rolex Explorer had a big bump and improvement where the movement was updated to the 3000 caliber movement, as well as the hour markers and the dial were changed. Now at this point, the dial was now a gloss black dial. And as you can see on these watches, they have the white gold outline on the hour indices and the 369 numerals, right? Now the only difference between the standard 14270 and the Blackout Edition is that the Blackout Edition has a black enamel filament on the 3, 6, and 9 numerals. That's the only difference, and you'll see in the photos that I post here, the watch itself looks very similar. It has the same movement, the 3000 caliber movement. It's just that the 3, 6, and 9 numerals are filled in black enamel. So if you ever see one of these Rolex Explorers with the black enamel, just know that it's a very rare watch, and I don't think many people shed light on it because the Explorer itself is already a very understated watch. It's not a super popular watch like the Submariner is, so that just kind of adds to the rarity of it. One, you won't see many of these because they just didn't make many, and two, it's not as popular of a watch like the GMT and Submariners are. So this in itself makes this watch extremely rare. Now I did a search for these online, and again, very few for sale, and the ones that are for sale are expensive, quite a bit expensive. $18,000, $19,000, $20,000 plus for a 1990s Rolex Explorer Blackout Edition. I haven't seen anybody talk about this watch on YouTube, and I really wanted to just shed some light on it because I think the Rolex Explorer deserves more attention. Not because I own one, but because I really truly think that they're awesome watches. After owning one for almost a year now, I can tell you that this is definitely staying, and if I had the chance to buy a Blackout Edition at a not so crazy price, I would definitely jump on it, because I think as this watch grows in popularity, the Blackout edition is going to become more and more sought after later in the future. Now, I want you guys' opinion on this watch. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys think about the Blackout edition Rolex Explorer. Also, is there a special watch or a very rare watch that you know about that not very many people know about? Drop a comment below. Maybe I'll do a video on it. If you don't want people to know about it, don't drop a comment below, but you can email me directly and let me know about it, because I'm curious. I love watches. So if there's something out there that's super rare that you know about, let me know about it. I'd love to do more research and learn more and more about these watches. I hope you guys like this video. Make sure you drop a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Again, we're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers at this point. We've already come so far, so I want to thank you guys so much, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.